So in the last class we are discussing about the overloading. So what is the meaning of overloading? If we create a member function or or member of your class having the same name, but the difference is that the difference in the argument types of argument. So there's in two types of overloading: function overloading and operator overloading. In the function overloading, we overload the function. Means the name of function in a class has more than two function or two function have the same name in a class, but how we can differentiate this function while its argument list of argument, the name of function is same but the list of argument is different. In overloading we overload a operator. Okay, in the function overloading, as you can see the definition, function overloading is defined as the process of having two or more function with the same name but different in the parameter known as function overloading. We have discussed one example in the last class how we can overload a function. Here, as you can see in this example, there is a method or function name is add. There is also one method. The name is add. Is this two function has the same name, add and add. So how we can differentiate which function we are calling based on the parameter. Here, as you can see, there is only two parameter we have passed for defined for this function add, and this function add we have defined three parameter. So we can easily differentiate which function we are calling. The name of function is same, but list of parameter is different. So in this program, we have create object C of class cal, and we have just called a add method c dot add. We are calling this method and pass two parameters 10 and 20. So which function will execute this function because it has two parameters. And the next line we have called a method add. The function name is the same add, but here is the three parameter. So we can easily understand this method is calling. Now in this there's three addition. We apply three addition of three operands A, B, and C, and here we are operating on two operands. So we can easily determine. We can easily differentiate which function is called. Name is the same, but differentiating based on our parameters or type of parameter. In this case, both the parameters are integer, and here all three parameters are integer. But we can also differentiate based on its type. Maybe both the function has two parameters, but type will be different. Okay? You may you may see here the method is add and two parameters it has, and here the method is add and three parameters. We can we are differentiating this two function based on number of parameters. Here two, here three. But maybe there is a chance there is a same method add, and again there is a two parameters. But how we can differentiate them? It will be defined the different types of parameter. Maybe there is a float, one parameter is float, and another parameter is int again. So now again you can differentiate. This method is different from this method based on types. Okay, so you can differentiate which function we are calling based on types or number of parameters. So our main focus is operator overloading. Okay. So before we start operator overloading, the meaning of operator. Understand the meaning of operator. What is operator? Let me ask to you. What? RN Setia. RN Setia, are you there? RN, unmute your mic. RN, Badal, Badal Kumabat, speak. Badal,
Yes, sir.
what is operator?
Sir, characters होते हैं सर ऑपरेटर का characters.
What? Please repeat. हाँ,
Sir, sir, operators perform addition, subtraction, multiplication. All these are operators.
okay, good. Means what you seen till this plus, minus, multiplication, division, all these are the operator. But what is the
Okay.
definition of operator? These are the operator we know. But how we can define Nitesh Nitesh Kumar? Nitesh Kumar 46. Okay. So we can define operator is designed for perform the particular operation on operands. So there is an operator and there will be no operands. Operands 1 plus operands 2 and there is an between there is an operator. So this operator is defined for performing the particular operation on these operands. Okay. Here this is a plus operator, then it will add these two operands. Okay. And there is a suppose division operator, then division operator will divide these two operands. So the meaning of this operator is defined. What the operator going to perform. If it subtract, then it will subtract two operands, one operands from other operands. Okay. But there's one fixed thing is when we operate the plus operator is considered plus. If it is plus operator, then it will add these two operand and this operand must be a integer or float only. Okay, it must be integer or float only. You cannot add to string or you cannot add to characters. Okay, there must be some kind of fixed data types on which this operator works. Suppose you are dividing, so there must be some integer or float values. You cannot divide one character from the another character. Okay. इसका माइक ऑन है? ये माइक किसका ऑन है, उसको ऑफ कीजिए बेटा.
सर म्यूट नहीं हो रहा है सर, ये आप म्यूट कर दो सर.
किसका है ये? Okay, so let's go back to the slide. Okay, the meaning of operator is operates on predefined data types int or float, but or basic data types int, float, character, integer, other. But when we in our programming we define our own data types or user defined data type, means user defining its data type, then this operator will not work. Plus subtract, division or multiplication means the characteristic of these operators are defined for the basic data types only. Okay, when user define its data type, this operator will not work on user defined. So what we will do, as you know, object is a user defined, object 1, object 2, and how we can operate on this object, because the plus operator will not work on this object because it is defined for the integer and float data types only, and these are the user defined. So when we, how we can use this operator on this operand or object, or the what we can say, how we can use this operator for adding or subtracting or using this operation on this object is called operator overloading. You will overload this operator to work on this object. So now you can read the definition. Operator overloading is a compiled term polymorphism in which the operator is overloaded to provide the special meaning to user-defined data types. As you can see, object 1 and object 2 are the user-defined. Operator overloading is used to overload or redefine most of the operator in C++. What the operator is available in C++, most of the operator we can overload. Okay. It is used to perform the operation on user-defined data types. The purpose of operator overloading, it is used to perform the operation on user-defined data types. Okay. So this is the syntax for operator overloading. We will just write what is the return type, as the same way as in function we used the class name, scope. If we defining your operator overloading outside from your class, then we will write the class name, scope operator. Then we use operator as a keyword here, and which operator we are overloading. Plus, subtract, or division, which operator, you just write the operator symbol and argument list as we passed in function. Everything is work as same as the function. So again, we can define operator overloading is the process of using an operator instead of function. So operator loading is the process of using operator instead of function to do a particular operation. As you know the definition of function, function is defined for doing the particular operation. Okay, the same way operator overloading is also defined for the doing the particular operations. Okay, but here we will we are using operator instead of function. So what we have discussed everything in the last class. So now in this class we are just we will just see the example. Okay, so I'm showing example. So there's a two first uh, unary operator overloading or binary operator overloading. In the unary operator overloading, there is only one operand and one operator. And a binary operator overloading, there is a two operands. Okay, the difference between unary and binary, in unary operator, what we call unary operator when you have only one operand, like plus one operands. like plus 10 means the magnitude of 10 is positive. Sorry, the number 10 is positive. Right, minus 10 is the value, 10 is in negative. Okay, or you can see, right, plus plus x. What is this? The pre-increment operator. Okay, what subtract minus minus this. It's a negative. Uh, okay. So in the unity operator, there is only one operand, and in this example, we will see how we can overload a unary operator. For this, I just include our header file iostream, and using namespace standard, I just declared a class test, and here is a one data I just taken num is a private. It is a, I just declare private. The num is, we cannot use num from outside. In this program, we will in this program we will overload this plus plus operator. Okay,
सर
it's increment. हाँ बोलो.
सर ये माइक म्यूट नहीं हो रहा मेरा, कैसे करेंगे सर? इसमें हो ही नहीं रहा सर, बहुत देर होगी सर, आवाज भी नहीं आ रही आपको।
1 मिनट, नितेश बोल रहा है.
सर
1 मिनट नितेश. रुको. हुआ, हो गया, ठीक है. आप एक काम करो, मीटिंग को लीव करो, देन अगेन ज्वाइन करो. ठीक है, आपके यहाँ से प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. आप यहाँ से अनम्यूट हो रहा है, फिर म्यूट हो रहा है, उसके बाद वापस अनम्यूट हो रहा है. ठीक है,
ठीक है सर, एक बार मैं
आप
लीव करता हूँ।
लीव करके ज्वाइन करो. ठीक है,
ठीक सर।
okay. So in this example we will overload this plus plus operator or a unary operator. Here plus plus means a unary operator. There is only one operand. And for this example, I have created one class test. In the test class, I have just taken one data variable num in the private area. In the public area, I have just write one method, one function test. As you can see, there is no return type, and the name of your function is the same as the class name. Means it's a constructor, and it's not take any inputs. Means it's a by default constructor. When you not pass any value to your object, it will initialize with num is 0. Okay, so it's a by default constructor, by default constructor. And the next again, I will just declare one function name is test, and again it's the name test is the same as the class name, and it says no return type. Means it's again a constructor, and it's take one input. Means it's a parameterized constructor. What the value we passed, the value of n, it will set as the value of num. Okay, in the next method I just overload, means operator overloading. There is a return type of this operator overloading is void, and you used operator as a keyword. You are saying this is operator overloading function, and you just said plus plus, means you are overloading this plus plus operator. You are not passing any inputs to your this operator overloading, and what you give the input on which Nitesh, again your mic is not mute.
सर हो ही नहीं रहा है तो।
I think your mic is now it's mute. Okay, so let's back to our program. So in this program, this is operator overloading. We have just write the operator as a keyword, and we overloading this operator plus plus. So I just write the symbol plus plus, and we are not giving any inputs to operator overloading. We just what the value of num, we will just increment by 2. Num plus 2 means it will increment the value of num by 2. Okay, and the print function will just print the value of num. Okay, let's start this program from the main method. In this main method we have create one object name as you can see tt, and we have passed a parameter as 8. So when you pass 8, which function will call? As you can see here, there's a test and test, two are the same, but it's take one input. So this method will call and it will set the value of num as 8. As we see, the value of n is 8. So the value of num is now set as 8 when you create this object tt using constructor. And you just try it. As you can see, this is tt is an object. Tt as an object of class test. Okay, and you are using this plus plus operator over this tt object. It is object. Now you are able to do the plus increment operator over the object, because as you can see, this is a user defined, and you are able to performing this plus plus operator. So when you able to perform the operator over the user defined type, then it's called the operator overloading. Now we are overload the operator plus plus, and we have just call the method print tt.print. So this method will execute and it will print the value of num. Let's compile this code and run this code. Compile and run. See the error. There is no error, so it will increment the 8 by 2. Now, as you can see on your screen, the count is 10. But we initialize the RTT with the value 8, but now the value of TT is 10. It is incremented by 2. So using this plus plus operator, we can overload our object, which is user defined. Is it clear? Now see one more example for the unary operator. Again, in this unary operator, we will overload a subtract operation. Subtraction is also a unary operator, binary operator as well, but we will use subtract as a unary operator. Okay. So in this program, again, I just include our header file, and using namespace string, I just create a class distance. Now my class name is distance. In this distance class, it has two data, int feet and int inches. Okay. So this two data, feet and inches, is type is private. In the public area, I just write distance, and as you can see, the name of your method and the class is same, means it's a constructor. If you not passed any value inside your distance, it will set as the 0 0. Okay. In this distance takes two input, int f and int n, and the what the value of f you passed, it will set as the feet, and what the value of I you passed, it set as the inches. In the next line, I just create one more method, display distance. It is used just for the displaying the value of feet and inches. Okay. For the value of feet and what the value of inches, it will just printing. And at the end, I used and l just for the ending the line. Okay. This is the new line. In the next line, I just try distance, the class name, operator is a keyword, and as you can see, I am overloading this operator, which is subtract or minus of minus. Now I just write minus, and it's not taking any inputs, means it will operate on only one operand. When your operator is operates only one operand, it's a unary operator. Okay. So here we have not passed any parameter in this operator overloading. Means there is only one operand which is calling this overloading. So what the value of feet, it set the negative of it and set the value of feet, and what the value of inches, it will just set the negative value of inches and save it to inches, and return distance, feet and inches, what the value will change after negative of these two, feet and inches. In the main method, I declared two objects, d1 and d2. Distance is my class name, d1 and d2 are two objects with some parameters. 11, first parameter is 11, I passed, means the value of f is set as feet, and the next parameter I pass the 10, will set the value of I, which is inches. Then for the next for the second object, the value of feet is -5 and distance inches is 11. We have created two object, d1 object and d2 object of type class distance, and the value of feet for object d1 is 11, and value of inches for this object d1 is 10. It's the same way for the value of feet for object d2 -5, and value of inches is 11. I have just passed and set the value of feet and inches. In the next line, I just write minus d1. I just write minus d1. Object d1, I'm just using minus, it's a unity operator of minus, it will change the value with negative. Okay. So when I just call this method d1 dot distance display distance, this method will execute here, and it will just print the value of feet and inches. The next line, again I just negative the object d2, and again what the value you passed, it will set change it in negative. Okay. And display the value of distance the object feet and inches. Now again compile this code and run this code and see the result. As you can see, we have passed plus 11, but it's changed negative 11, and we passed plus 10 is changed negative 10. We passed 5 as a minus 5, and now it's a plus 5, and we passed plus 10 is changed to minus 11. Okay. This is just change the sign of your distance and feet. Here as you can see, plus 10 plus 11 plus 10 minus 5 11, but it's change, let's change the sign. Here minus plus 10 is changed to minus 11, plus 10 is changed to minus 10, minus 5 changed to plus 10, and plus 11 changed to minus 11. Using this operator overloading, we have changed the sign of your data, feet and inches. We are operating this operator on our objects. Given and given, as you know, it's objects. This is a binary operator loading. We have only one operand. Here given is only one operand. Given is also one operand. It's a unary operator overloading. Now see the operator overloading for binary operands. In this example, we will see binary operator overloading. We will have two operands and one operator. Like in this program, we will overload plus operator. Plus operator, it will add two operands, A and B as two operands, and we will add these two operands and store it to C operands. C value of C. It's operating on two operands. That's why we are calling it a binary operator. Here I just declared a method A. Class A. Our name of class is A, and here I just declared int A, int X. X is a data. We have not mentioned this is the private data. We cannot access this X from outside your class. The next line I just write the public means what I'm just writing. After this, it will consider as a public data, and here public A is a class name. Method name is also same. It's a constructor. We are not passing any parameters. Means it's a default constructor. When you not passed any value, you will set the value of X as a 1. Okay. You can set any value, which value you want to set as a default. You not mention anything, you will consider as a 1. In the next line, again, just write the same name. A as a class name, which is again a constructor. Now it's like one input, so it's a parameterized constructor. What the value you passed into Y, it will set as the value of X. The next line, I just declared operator overloading. Void is a return type, operator is a keyword, and plus we are overloading plus, and it's taking one input as a class. This one object will pass, and the next line we have just declared. Now, please speak, Nitesh. Again, you unmute your mic.
सर ये माइक म्यूट हो जाता है तो वीडियो नहीं चलती है, और वीडियो चलती है तो माइक म्यूट नहीं होता।
अभी तो आपका म्यूट हो गया था ना?
नहीं सर, आवाज ही नहीं आ रही थी आपकी इतनी देर से। मैं तो सो रहा हूँ, चलेगा कब चलेगा।
चलो ठीक है, आप वीडियो में देख लेना। अभी आपका माइक म्यूट कर दीजिए, ठीक है? और ऑडियो
सर हो नहीं रहा है। ऐसा करता हूँ, मैं लीव करता हूँ, अगले
ये वीडियो में आप लोग देख लेना। यूट्यूब का अपलोड कर देंगे, यूट्यूब पे देख लेना, ठीक है?
सर ये माइक का क्या करूँ फिर?
अभी आप क्लास वो लीव कर दीजिए, या आपकी अटेंडेंस लिख के लीव कर दीजिए, ठीक है?
ठीक सर, ठीक
है। So here we have operator, the overloading operator plus, and we have just declared a operator overloading. We have not mentioned anything inside this. Means we have not defined what is the operator plus is doing here. Okay. The next we have just declared a method display. Nitesh, नीरज क्लास लीव कीजिए, नॉइस क्रिएट हो रही है. नितेश, okay. So here the next method we have declared as a display, and we have not mentioned anything what the method is doing, and we have closed the class body, and we are defining this display method and operator outside from your class. Then we have to write in this syntax. We have to follow this syntax, write the return type and class name. This operator overloading belongs to which class? It belongs to A class. So we have to write the A because it's outside from your class. Your class definition is end at this line. Okay. So then we will use this scope operator. Whenever you mention anything from outside your class, you have to use this scope operator. It will say that this operator overloading or function belongs to which class? Yet it belongs to class A. In your program, may be possible then there's a more than one classes. So you have to mention this operator overloading is belongs to which class. Here I've just mentioned this belongs to class A. Then scope operator, then followed by user operator keyword and the operator. This plus we are overloading plus operator, so we just write plus and the object. Object name is A, and which belongs to class A. And here it will just vote the value of A, vote the value of X, which is this, and it will plus the value of X for object A, which it is adding two objects value of X. Here, just see, there is two object. Just consider name A and B. We are adding A X value is just consider 10 and value of X for object B is 15. So there's a two value of X for object A and object B. Here X is just representing the value of B object, and here it's representing the value of X for object A. It's adding two values and storing into variable M, and it's printing the value of M here. Okay. Again, I'm repeating what I am doing here. It's just adding two objects value of X and storing into M and printing as the message with the message. The result of addition of two objects is what the value of M. Okay. In the next line, main method we have created. Main method, and the main method we have created two objects. You can see object A1 of class A and object A2 of class B. Here we have not mentioned any values. What is the value of X? We have not passed. When we have not passed any value for variable for object X, it will set, it will execute default. As you can see here, it is default A, and it will set the value of X as a 1. So the object A1 and X value will set as a 1. In the next line, we have created object A2 and we have passed the 4. So the value of X is now 4 for object B, the object A2. And adding two objects A1 and A2, directly adding. and it will get the value here passed inside these object. It will sum up and print. You can see the value of x is 1 for object a1 and value of x 4 for object 2 and add. Let's execute this code. First compile and see the error. As you can see, there is no error, so we can run. After run, you can see the addition of these two objects. The result of the addition of two objects is 5. The value of a1 is 1 and the value of a2 is 4 and its summation is 5. You can see now this is the operator overloading example. We have overloaded the plus operator and now we are able to add these two objects. Let's set some value for a different value. I'm going to set the value of a1 for 10. Now run this code and see the result. We will print 10 plus 4, 14. Yes, now you can see the result is 14. So using this example, I just want to explain, show you how we can overload a function or operator outside your class. When you define your function or operator overloading outside your class, you have to write a class name which belongs to which say it will say this function or this operator overloading belongs to which class, then followed by scope operator, then your function name of what you want to mention here. Okay. So this is the syntax when you define your function or operator overloading outside from your class. Is it clear to all of you? If you have any doubt, you can unmute yourself and speak. So please write the attendance in chat. And TT student write A and T. Sorry, only TT students are present there. So write T in chat. Write T for tiger in chat for your attendance. And if you do not have any doubt, so after writing the attendance, you can leave the class. If you do not have any doubt, so you just write the attendance in chat and leave the class. For your doubt, you can ask me, you can discuss. Please write the attendance and leave the class.